Hello, welcome back. If you're returning, welcome. If you are new here, this is the One Tarot channel with daily tarot with affirmations to encourage and inspire. This is a review video. We're taking a look at the box, the book, and the cards, and I timestamp what I talk about. So if you're looking for something specific, check out the description. I also recorded flip throughs of this deck and a short, which is shorter than the flip throughs. There is no talking, it's just the cards, and they are recorded in 4K. I have a vertical recording for cell phone users as well as horizontal for all other screens. So if you want, check that out. Be sure to set your playback to the highest to get the best picture quality. And having said that, let's jump in. So I got this deck for $15 Canadian. That is extremely cheap if you don't know. It was at a bookstore, and apparently that is not a discounted price. That is the original price of this deck. The box caught my eye and the price did too, and I was like, this box is beautiful. But if we flip to the back, there's no pictures of what the cards actually look like. So I had no idea what I was going to get myself into when I purchased this deck, and I wasn't sure if I should buy it. I actually looked online to see if I could see cards, and I couldn't really find much. And I was like, you know what? That's what swayed my decision. The artwork on the box is gorgeous, and I was like, man, if these cards are like this box, then I'm gonna love this deck because it's just so beautiful. But that was kind of like, and the price, and it was around Christmas, so I was like, do I really want to spend that money? Like, it's not that much, but do I really want to go there? But then just not having the cards on, like, really being able to see online like what this deck looks like, I was like, okay, I'm buying it. I'm gonna do a video. So here it is. Here's the box. It is an affirmation deck, and we do have affirmations on the sides and things, like the top and the bottom and the side. And it is a box that with a magnetic open close. There we go. It's a hard cardboard box, and this is what it looks like inside. So if you notice that pink and green theme, okay, that's important. We have a ribbon here to help the cards come out, and this is where the cards sit. So $15, really gorgeous box. We don't actually get a book or anything with this deck. We don't get a guidebook. We don't get a pamphlet. We get a couple of cards, and I will show you those in a minute. But before I show you those, I want to show you what the cards look like. So take a look at this box and take a look at this card. I was very surprised when I opened this up, and I was like, wow. Okay, so I was really not expecting this. I was a little bit, I didn't actually know how to feel, to be honest, because I was expecting more of that. And there's a lot of green here, and I was like, where did the green come from? Because keep in mind, you can't actually see any green when this box is wrapped in plastic, right? Like, this ribbon is not sticking out. So all you're seeing when you're looking at this is a lot of pink and like gold foiling. Okay, and there's just kind of like dainty artwork. And then you open this box, and this is what you see. A lot of green. Yeah, and just the artwork, I feel like it's quite different than what's on the box. If you also notice, there's borders around the card, and then there are borders around the image. Okay, we have the name of the card, we have the number of the card. There's a symbol here. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to. I think this is like sun and moon, but I'm not sure why. And then we have an affirmation here. And I'm going to try to keep an eye out for this and just kind of see as we progress through the deck. This is the back. So I feel, I don't know, like, I don't think I've ever seen such a big contrast. Like, this deck doesn't really make sense. Like, this makes sense with the box for sure. Usually the faces of the boxes will have an image that is directly in the deck. Yeah, usually that's usually the image of the box is going to be what is inside, like on the face of the card. It's going to be one of the cards. Not in this case. In this case, we get back of the card is what's on the front of the box, and it is quite different from what we get on the front of the cards. So yeah, this deck is just like really mind-boggling and kind of conflicting, and it just, to me, it just like, it just raises like up like conflicting emotions, and I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to feel right now? I don't know. But I want to say, like, at first when I opened it, I was like, I don't know how do I feel about this, but I think it's really cute, actually. Um, yeah, and the cardstock is really good. It's really thick. Like, maybe not like really, like there are like cards that are thick like this, but this is definitely on the thicker side. They are kind of like, they're smooth. There is some lamination, but it's not like super bad. They're kind of more like matte laminated, if that makes sense. And what else did I want to say? Oh, they're very hard to work with when you first open them up. So yeah, yeah. When I was doing the flip through recordings of this deck, I had a really hard time. That was not fun. In fact, this deck gave me a lot of issues with the flip throughs and then the review, because I actually recorded a review video already, but that I can't for some reason upload that to YouTube. So here I am doing another one. But yeah, so that's what we're seeing. Like, I mean, I kind of love the artwork a little bit. It's very simple. There's not much going on in the background. If borders are an issue for you, then this is going to be an issue for you. But yeah, there's just a lot of green, and then like pink, and then the borders. But let me show you a size comparison of the cards. Let's just see. So we have kind of like a standard tarot deck, tarot card here. If you notice, this daily tarot is a little bit larger, and it's considerably wider than a standard tarot card. Okay, so that's something to consider. So these are smaller than your typical like oracle, but definitely larger than your typical tarot card. Also, I just want to mention, this is an affirmation deck, so like, I mean, you can definitely use it as a tarot deck, but maybe that's part of the reason why they're also larger, is because it is an affirmation deck as well. So it's kind of, I guess, like a mix between perhaps an oracle and a tarot deck, is maybe how the creators saw that. And as for the creators of this deck, interestingly enough, there's no author. I don't know who created this. And now that I'm talking about it, I wonder if it was AI. This is the publisher. I've never heard of this before either. And tried looking this deck up on this website, can't find it. It's very strange. It's very odd. I got it from like a reputable bookstore, like one that it's like a chain. So I don't understand quite what is going on, but that's what it is. And I mean, the cardstock is quite nice. So I don't know, like, it's really kind of confusing, but yeah. These, I want to show you the cards. So we don't, because I mentioned there's no guidebook. There's nothing like that in this deck. But these are the extra cards that came with this deck. So this is our first card. Just tells us name of the deck. And then this is copyright information and things, okay? So apparently this deck was first published in 2021, and I guess it's not that popular because like I couldn't find any information on it, right, online, like cards and stuff. And then this is the second card, and this is just telling us like, welcome to Daily Tarot, and this is just talking about what this deck has, like the minors, the majors and stuff, and what that means, kind of. And then this is just kind of guidelines for, let me see. Oh, I think that's a little bit of water there. Don't know how that happened. The nice thing is that it just came right off, and it's like there's literally no damage. I'm sure if it was sitting in water, they would for sure damage, but it's like they're pretty sturdy cards, I feel. But anyways, so this is, I think this is just telling you like how to read, basically, like how to pull an affirmation card for yourself. Not even do a tarot reading, but how to pull an affirmation card. And that's basically your guidebook, okay? For $15 Canadian, which is really cheap. Like, I know that might not tell people much, but like you can kind of look that up and do like an estimation of like how much that is in your own currency. $15 Canadian before tax, okay? That was the price tag on the box. Okay, so that's our guidebook. And let's look at the cards one more time. I want to show you, I showed you the size. I want to show you how thick they are. So that is considerably thick, and I don't know how I can kind of show you. I was kind of thinking about this, and well, I guess I'll just grab like a pretty standard size deck, I guess. These cards, this deck, I forget what it's called. It's a witch deck. But just to kind of give you a comparison of how thick this deck is. Okay, so that doesn't seem to be working very well at all. Okay, let's see. Do I have this? Oh, I'm trying. Okay, so it's a little bit thicker. So you can kind of hopefully see that the cards here are a little bit thicker. It's a bigger and thicker deck than kind of your standard tarot, okay? So I hope that gave you an idea, because it's also like for shuffling, right? Like, how will this fit in somebody's hand? And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to kind of cover in terms of like size and stuff. But yeah, so laminated, kind of matte, larger, thicker deck, and hard to work with at the beginning. I think it's a little bit easier. From what it looks like, I feel like it's probably going to keep up quite well maybe, but we'll see what happens with the borders. I have worked with it a little bit. I have recorded a number of flip throughs, but again, very hard to work with. Just, I think when it was new, it's just kind of hard to work with. And it could also be because it's thick, right? So it's just harder for me to just kind of like flip quickly and have it be organized and have some sort of order going on there. But yeah, so anyway, I think that's probably about it. Let me show you, like, not it for the video, but for the size. This is how they shuffle. So backs are gorgeous, and I will show you a flip through of these cards, like a quick one in this video, probably quick one maybe, but with talking, and it's not going to be in like 4K. So if you want to check that out, there's links in the description. But for the shuffle of this deck, oh, that is hard. Let me see if I can maybe move the camera and show you, because I can't really do it in the air with these cards. Okay, so let me show you for the shuffle. They're kind of hard to bend because, again, they're kind of large and they're thick, and so they're kind of like, that was probably more my fault than the cards, to be honest. But yeah, it's totally, oh, what is going on? Oh, maybe because I'm looking at the shuffle through the screen, actually. Yeah, so that's kind of what they look like. There, and that was a little bit better. So that's the deck, guys, right there. And let's do a quick flip through these cards. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about, or at least show you like the image and stuff, and as well as like how it kind of correlates with the affirmations. And the symbols are still there. These are numbered, 6 of Cups. I like that they have the writing actually 6 of Cups, but we also have the number here. I wonder what the purpose of that is, that they, wait a minute, why are they all 6s? Wait, that's not a 6. I'm getting really confused. Oh yeah, it is. Right. I was like, what? That's not a 6. Okay, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. That's the number. Why is there so many 6s? Page, thank you. It's really throwing me off. 5. Okay, so these are like standing for the number, or like if it's like a page or queen or something. So, yeah, it's interesting, I guess. I guess it's a quick reference because you can see this, like, let's say you can see this is a pentacle, so it's a quick reference for you there, right? So yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. So we have 4 of Pentacles. I feel secure. I have enough. I like that. 6 of Cups. I respect the past but embrace the present moment. Nice. The Page of Cups. I am an intuitive, creative being. Yes. And so if you notice the theme so far, no people, and there is a person here but no face. Very simple artwork. 5 of Pentacles. I have the inner strength to overcome adversity. What? I can't quite pronounce that word, but there it is. Adversity. 6 of Pentacles. Temperance. I bring balance and harmony to all my relationships. So we have an hourglass here. So that's interesting, I think. If you know the meanings of tarot, that's quite interesting. 4 of Swords. I devote time to connect and listen to my inner self. I love that. 5 of Swords. Knight of Cups. And I'm just going to kind of flip through. So the knights do have the horses as normal, so that's nice. Interesting, we don't even see the knight on the horse in this one. I'm not sure if that's the moon or the sun. Probably somebody out there knows. I'm just flipping, so I don't even have really time to think about it, but so also I just wanted to note, like, so the suits, some of them will just have the images, right, of what the suit is, like, so the cups. But then, like, this one, for instance, it has like the leaves in the background. This is 7 of Pentacles. So if you know the traditional card of the 7 of Pentacles, you know that on it there is growth, like greenery, something growing in the 7 of Pentacles. It's not producing fruit yet, but there is growth there. So I think that's probably what that is here as well, which is cool. I like that. And the 8 of Pentacles. Again, this is like work and apprenticeship and stuff like that, and we actually see that. So I like whoever created this deck, whatever, I don't know if it was maybe AI, like I never thought that before, but now I'm like, maybe it was an AI. I like it because it's so simple. It's like kind of simple and basic, and we don't have a lot of imagery. We're not overwhelmed with imagery, but we have aspects of kind of the traditional stuff. Like in the 9 of Pentacles, we do have a bird in that card. So 6 of Swords, there is a boat with swords. We're missing the people, but that's okay, and the water and stuff, right? 7 of Swords. Wow, that's interesting, the handshaking. I resolve to do the right thing even if the other way looks easier. Oh, that is such a different take, and maybe it's because it's an affirmation card, but let me pull up. I'm going to grab like the 7 from a book and show you if you're unfamiliar with meanings and stuff, because holy moly, that is quite different. Queen of Cups, 8 of Swords, the Magician. I have the power to make my dreams come true, and we have a magician. So that's so funny. So I guess here they kind of chose not to go with tradition, I guess. Like, I feel like that's kind of missing some, I don't know. I don't want to be like criticizing or anything. It would be nice if we had like the 4 suits at least to kind of represent magician, but it's okay. King of Wands. I lead with passion and courage. Ace. Okay, so hopefully this is giving you kind of an idea of what this deck is about. It's not easy to flip at all. It's giving me still hardships. Notice no faces on these. No faces on these. I don't know what it is. 10 of Pentacles. That makes me think of a spaceship. Oh my god. And there's like water or land or something, or both. Oh, nice. Strength. Oh, I love that. Strength. Everything I need is within me. Oh, what a nice, what strong. I love that. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Page looks pretty old. Oh my god. Knight of Swords. Three of Swords, Two of Cups, the Devil. Very interesting. I wish it had like chains or something. That would have been nice, but that's okay. Tower. Okay, this is another card. I was like, what? Why? If you're familiar with the Tower, and I'll try to pull one out so you can kind of see if you're not familiar with it, but like that Tower is a chaos. It comes out of nowhere and just like shakes your whole life, and you're like, get me out of here. Anyway, so this is the Tower. I have the strength to handle anything the universe throws at me. Yeah, affirmations on point, I guess, but the image not so much. But I'll pull out a Tower too, so I'm just gonna set that aside. Five of Wands. I can harness the positive emotions to create deeper good. A deeper good. I like that. Okay. Six of Wands. I love this card, and maybe it's because it's the Six of Wands and I love the Six of Wands, but I just love the image on this card. And it says, I am proud of what I have achieved and I deserve recognition for it. I love it. Justice, very, very representative of justice. Hanged Man, very good. I like that. High Priestess, blank page, yeah. So that kind of reminds me of like looking into a bowl of water or like a crystal bowl or something for like psychicness. Yeah, like the High Priestess is not just about that though. So, but again, there's only so much you can, I guess, put in a card unless you know the symbology and put all the symbology into your image. But that's okay. I like this actually. Personally, I like this for a High Priestess, like for this deck. Like I like it. I think this deck is kind of underwhelming and then just kind of like perfect. I don't know. You just got to get used to it. Death. I embrace change in all its forms. Two of Wands. I trust my path and I have what I need to reach my destination. Love that. We have the Hermit with the Lantern. Eight of Wands. Beautiful card. I love the artwork on this. I love the colors and the little flowers and just very nice. Star. Could it get any more simple than that? And yet it's just like, you know exactly what you're looking at, right? We have the Moon. I like this. I wish the dog and the crab were here, but what can you do? The Empress. Again, faceless. Interesting that we actually have a figure though. And again, we don't have all the symbology we would normally find on this card, but simple stuff. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. I have almost achieved my goals and I have the strength to make it. Affirmation is on point. This image, not quite, but it's okay. The Fool, which you already saw. Beautiful card. Eight of Cups. Oh, going back to the... Okay, so, sorry. I just wanted to go back to the Nine of Wands. Because it's an affirmation deck specifically designed for affirmations based on the cards, meanings of the cards, I can see why the image is what it is. And it's not just kind of like showing you a defeated person or nearly defeated person, which you will see. I'm going to put this one aside as well, just to kind of show you what I mean in case you're not familiar or just want to jog your memory. But the point is like, I can kind of see why they wouldn't, whoever did this chose not to kind of put that in because it is an affirmation deck. So I guess if you know the tarot well enough to be able to read the cards without having the images, like specific, like everything on the card, then it doesn't really matter that that's missing, right? And then if you're kind of using it as an affirmation deck, then you don't really need the image of that person that's like almost defeated and just struggling because you have that, right? So I just wanted to say that. Eight of Cups, moving away. Wish the moon was here. I love that. And the mountains. I love the Eight of Cups. Am I going backwards or something? Probably. The Chariot. Chariot's a funny looking one for sure. This reminds me of like a stroller for a baby. King of Swords. I always operate from a place of clarity and truth. Nice. Page of Wands. There's almost a face on this one. Holy cow. Wow. I see a nose and lips. That's amazing. Didn't even see that before. Okay, no face here. King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. 3 of Pentacles. We have 2 of Pentacles. We have 7 of Cups. Yeah. I wish there were the different things coming out of the cups, or at least in the cups, like the different choices of the 7 of Cups. Wait, what? Am I getting confused? No, I'm pretty sure I'm not getting confused. 8 of Cups, yeah. Yeah, this is the 7 of Cups would typically have like the different imagery coming, like, yeah, I'll show you. Anyways, if you're not familiar. Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, 10 of Wands, 10 of Wands. Okay. 10 of Wands, typically hardship, very much hardship. Kind of get that from this image, but not totally, like maybe 25%, I would say, of what I would normally expect to see from the 10 of Wands. I work hard toward my goals and rest when my work is done. Again, I would not necessarily be like, that's the meaning of the 10 of Wands, but that's okay. This is an affirmation deck, and I think everybody has the right to their own interpretation, right? But yeah, it's just, this card's just heavier, like, in my opinion, than what it looks like in this deck. The World, nice. I like it. It's simple and to the point. I love it. Knight of Pentacles, Old Knight, Judgment, Hierophant. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. Not my favorite. It's Hierophant, Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. I appreciate how the Ace has the hand. I'm going to see if I can find more aces. I've not been paying attention. The Emperor. Ooh, interesting. The Empress we have, we actually have like a human, like a person. Right there it is. But for the Emperor, we don't. What a contrast here. And the Hierophant, we do have a person. That's funny. There we go. Hierophant, Empress, Emperor. Interesting. I wonder what kind of decided that one there. The 3 of Wands, 5 of Cups. I love that. I love the depiction of this card in this deck. 4 of Wands, beautiful. Ace of Swords, yes, and the Sun. Oh, so I guess the big thing is the Sun. Okay, Ace of Swords and the Pentacles. These are the 2 aces I saw consciously, and they both have hands. Super happy about that. That's great. I love that. That's kind of like depicting traditional things there. And obviously it doesn't have to be all traditional, but it's just tarot, right? So like, I mean, if you're doing kind of a tarot deck, I guess, like, it's up to you what you put in there. And I think that's the beauty of it, right, too, because it's like artistic and it's interpretation, it's intuition. And I think everybody's take of the cards is their own, and it's unique. And I think it is a beautiful thing that there are differences in how people interpret them. So even though I'm like, that's not like whatever, or, you know, it's my own bias and preference, but ultimately I think it's a great thing that it's not all the same. And everybody has their own kind of like opinion of things. But okay, let me take a look. What happened to my cards? 7 of Swords. If I can remember which other cards I had out that I wanted to show you, then I will find those, because they disappeared. I guess I put them back in the deck. Okay, so I have the card for the 7 of Swords, and, or I mean like the description, and this is from Easy Tarot. I do have this as well. Also, like, there's a review video and flip throughs of this deck. Maybe I'll link those into the description or something, or the playlist, so you are free to check that out. I made notes, of course, too. But like, if you just kind of look at, I resolved to do the right thing and just look at the image of this card, and then look at the image in here. He's like clearly being sneaky. And this is just kind of about theft, bad luck, like, you know, kind of like a watch out card, which I feel is really not depicted here. But again, this is an affirmation deck, right? But also like the stark contrast of the image here. I was like, how is this a 7 of Swords? I don't understand, but I guess it's kind of like to put a positive spin on it, then I get it. It's just, if you kind of look at this side by side, very different, right? So that's what that is. And let me see if I can find the other cards. And that was for the 7 of Cups. So I just want to show you an example of this one. 9 of Wands and then the Tower. If you're familiar with this, like, feel free to skip through these parts. Okay, so I have the relevant cards and I have them from 2 different decks. So the first one I wanted to show you is, let's go with the 7 of Cups. So 7 of Cups from this deck, and if you can kind of see that, there's like different things coming out of the cups and they all have some sort of symbology here, and you can kind of see him all confused and things like that, and then you don't really get that. I am ready to take positive action to achieve what I want in life. 7 of Cups. I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it as being like the definition of the card. But again, let me just like open up that book and see. Just got to find the cups here and just kind of show you. Oh my goodness. Just flipping through. Okay. So this is kind of what we're looking at. There's an overwhelm of choices, difficulties in making decisions. Your imagination might be running away with itself and, you know, things like that. So this is kind of like this, like, head in the clouds type of thing. Which is a little bit different than what this affirmation would kind of mean. And that is okay, right? So like, that's totally okay. But I just kind of wanted to point out that not all of the cards necessarily kind of represent what the meaning of the card would be so much, or at least not from the sources that I learned the meanings from. But that is your 7 of Cups. Then we already talked about this one, and then we have the Tower and we have the 9 of Wands. So here is your typical 9 of Wands, and this is what I was talking about. Person is literally beaten up. There's a bandage, yeah, on his head. In other decks, you will have like, he'll have a missing boot and be like shoeless on the one foot, and like his clothes are ripped off because he's just been fighting. And so like, we don't get that same level of struggle here in between, you know, like in this card, which is okay. Again, affirmation deck. And then lastly, I wanted to show you the Tower card, and I'm not using the same deck as this one because there's some nudity and YouTube is not okay with that. But so this Tower, I feel like she's really smiling, and she's like, she pretty much caused the explosion. But if you can kind of see, like, there's smoke coming out of this tower, and there's destruction, and this is like fallen, and this is just all about destruction. It's not really like, that looks like a house to me. That does, even that flag is sitting up there, whereas like, you can see this one, it's fallen. Here it's still attached. In kind of the traditional card image, you have people falling out of the tower and they're like suspended in the air upside down. So that's not really a depiction here of this card, I would say. Yeah, so it's just something I thought was important to kind of note, I guess, or interesting about this deck. And having said that, if you're a beginner in tarot and you kind of want to learn the meanings of the cards, I would not necessarily say this would be a good deck to go with, just because some of the cards in this deck are like, yep, you know, that's kind of what this card is about, and then other ones are like, not sure. The images are sometimes useful and helpful and sometimes not. So that's kind of what we're working with, and that's kind of what I wanted to show. And I think that's about all for that. And lastly, I wanted to just show you what these cards would look like in a reading. So I'm going to do just like a quick shuffle, and not an actual reading, but just kind of like a layout, just to kind of give you an idea, if you do get this deck, what it kind of looks like if you do use them for a reading. Okay, so I'm going to get, and I'm going to use this one card. Oh, we have the Fool. And then I'm going to grab another one for you. And we have the Eight of Swords. And then I'm going to get another one more. And we have the Magician. So I'm just maybe going to do that because I don't have enough space on this thing. And then, like, let's say you're mixing it up with other decks and stuff. So, like, let's say we have this one here, and I'm not going to be able to place that. Where's my other? There it is. Okay. So just one sec here. Okay, so let's say like you're doing this, and this is kind of what this is going to look like. Let me fix my camera here for you. And see, let's see if that's gonna work. Nope, doesn't want to stay. Okay, I'm not gonna fight it. It's just really hard sometimes. I try to make it and then it doesn't work, but it is what it is. Nope, struggling. Okay. All right, so that's what you're kind of looking at. And if I could just maybe grab like an oracle card, and I have these readily accessible here, so they're just little square ones, just to kind of give you an idea if you want to mix it up, if you like working with different decks. So these are the cards. This is the deck. This is the daily tarot with the very confusing kind of design of it, I think, in terms of continuations and things like that. I don't quite understand. Again, maybe it wasn't AI because we don't actually have any people. We have a publisher, but who is responsible for the artwork? Who is responsible for the conception and the affirmations, like, and the design of the box and the cards and the who knows? I don't know. We only have the publisher on this deck, and that is it. So, but that is it. This is the deck. Hopefully it wasn't AI, and hopefully it was actually people, because frankly I would like to have people continuing to create beautiful things, artistic things and things, right? So okay, so that's it. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thanks for being here watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so if you would like to. It would really help me out. Of course, you don't have to. And if this was helpful, enjoyable, or anything, feel free to like, share, comment. If you like, if there's anything here that I didn't cover that you're kind of wondering about this deck, feel free to drop that in the comment. I'll do my best to also go over that, or like comment back, like basically reply. Okay, anyway, take care, see you next time.